Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We are launching these best practices as a part of our zero loss supply chain, best practice series. So this is, a very, obviously simple best practice, not so complex, but you won't believe, how many people don't do it and all the repercussions because of that, right? So this is a best practice where, you are sending a, you are, perfectly picking the product, packing the product, palletizing the product. You perfectly stretch wrapped it, and then you loaded the truck. It's an FTL truck, right? I mean, it works only for FTL, full truckload or FCL, full container load, right? And for some reason, your customer is complaining, "Hey, man, I got these boxes missing. Two boxes are missing, or sometimes even the entire pallet is missing, right?" And I mean, we've seen this a lot in the food products, as well as products that can be even in electronics, products that can be easily sold in eBay or any other auction marketplaces, right? So what you can do in order to avoid eliminate such a loss, right, is you can apply a seal. You can apply a seal to your truck. So I'll give you an example, simple example here. So again, right, it works only for FTL. So this is your truck, right? This is your truck. I'm trying to improve my drawing skills here. So let's see, right? This is your truck, and this is a FTL, right? It's a full truckload, or it could be an FCL as well, full container load. So when you have a truck like this, what happens is, it's all going to point A to point B, right? Point A to point B. This is all you're moving from Atlanta to, let's say, Memphis, Tennessee, right? One full truckload that's going, and then you got all those pallets inside, right? No, but for some reason, so you got, I'm just going to keep it simple here, right? 2D drawings here, just it's a simple FTL, right? Full truckload, and all you have to do is, when your customer is complaining, right, that let's say this is our stickman driver here, right? He's driving the truck. So when your customer is complaining, what you can do is you can apply a seal here, right? You can apply a seal, basically lock it, and then apply a seal. And then also, most important thing, document that seal number, right? Document that seal number, and this is the seal number, and write it as part of attach it as part of the bill of lading that you're giving to the driver, or to your customer, and make sure they know the seal number of the seal that you used here to lock the truck, seal the truck, right? And also, you won't believe, just locking and sealing alone is not enough. You have to share the seal number, because they got to check and double check. They got to double check on their side to make sure the seal number that you applied, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is same as the seal number they got, right? You won't believe, sometimes people change the seal number. Sometimes they steal the products from the truck, and then they change the seal number, and then when it arrives at the other, it's all still sealed and everything looks intact, but the number is different, right? So that is something to keep in mind. And especially recently, there is a rise in cargo theft that's happening, and I've heard, you won't believe, it's not fair to isolate certain areas, but I've heard that people, I've talked to many freight brokers, they've said, hey, in the California area, we got to be extremely careful. We got to double check every single thing, and sometimes there are non-domicile trucks, drivers, and all kinds of crazy stuff is happening today. So this is another best practice. If you have an FTL truck that's going from point A to point B, Atlanta to Memphis, Tennessee, or something like that, what you can do is you can apply, and if your customer is complaining, hey, we didn't get all the product, there is always something missing, then you can apply a seal, and write down that seal number in the bill of lading, and then give it to your customer. And also, right, obviously use LoadProof to document everything, so show that, hey, not only you perfectly loaded the truck, whatever, right, extra securements that you put, load bar, load straps, airbags, and all that, and then you closed it, and then you applied the seal, take photos of that, and then share the seal number with them as well. Hey, here is the seal number that we applied, and the recommendation is also write it in the bill of lading number, bill of lading document, and then capture even the bill of lading document and upload to LoadProof, so they can see on their side, hey, this is what it is. And we have, you won't believe, we have customers that are talking constantly, hey, there's a seal number change, there's a seal number change, there's a seal number change, what happened, right? And sometimes, I mean, they genuinely change the serial numbers. I mean, they loaded it wrongly, or there is something that they missed, or, the last pallet get left out and they got to load that pallet and change the seal number. Sometimes they genuinely change this seal number, and sometimes they don't, right? So that is something to think about. And this happens, especially with the rise in cargo thefts now, this happens quite a bit. So this is a, simple best practice again, right? I mean, but the manufacturers don't think of all this. That's why having a person with the 3PL background helps a lot. So a simple best practice that you can apply, very quickly and can save a lot of money, right? This is, once you apply the seal number and you tell them this is the seal number, then you can, obviously go back to the insurance company, go back to the carrier, go back to the, freight broker and all that, right? So this is something to think about. It's a very simple, easy best practice that you can implement it tomorrow, right? That's all you have to do is go and buy some seals. It's not a big deal. And a lot of those, trailers have those locking mechanisms, right? You can easily apply the seal. So yeah, I mean, would love to hear your feedback, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video.